Good morning, y'all. Today is February 14th, 2024. In this country, in the United States, commonly referred to as Valentine's Day. And wanted to share something with you that I shared with my kids earlier because this tends to be a day where folks feel some kind of way, one way or another, about what Valentine's Day means, what it means for them, and what it signals in their life. And frankly, we're at a point where there's too much information in the world, thanks to Google, YouTube, and the entire World Wide Web, for folks to be operating on today or any other day in fantasy or fiction. So, Valentine's Day, as we now call it, originated as the Feast of Saint Valentine through the Catholic Church, also the Anglican Church, also the Lutheran Church, and the Eastern Orthodox Church. Now, it's worth noting there are at least three known Saint Valentines, two of which died on February 14th. Depending on which Saint Valentine was actually the progenitor of the Feast of Saint Valentine, there are different things that those individuals did, but their sainthood was due to martyrdom for the church. And that's what it's recognized for. Some legends came out of those individuals as the Feast of Saint Valentine continued to be celebrated over the many centuries. Both of the Saint Valentines that were died on February 14th were back in 3rd century modern times. So 1900 years ago. Many legends grew out of that as to what the significance was. Not all of them are true. But the modern celebration of Valentine's Day grew out of the same thing that most holidays grow out of. Corporations figuring out how to capitalize on something and create a tradition that makes them money. Now, there are legends that Saint Valentine married people that were forbidden from being married. There are legends that he healed the blindness from the daughter of a jailer before he was executed. There are myths that his final letter before execution was signed by your Valentine. Any of them may be true. None of them may be true. 1900 years of stories can make anything seem true. Whether or not it is a whole other matter. But how we currently celebrate it, how we currently think of Valentine's Day, is about personal, romantic love. Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. And so we make this all about interpersonal romantic relationships and romantic love. Hence the flowers, the candy, the cards, the diamonds, the trips, the dinners, and all the rest. And so those who are in relationships feel an obligation to celebrate according to that recent, because that tradition only started in the 18th century, 300 years ago. According to the recent traditions of Valentine's Day. And everyone who's not in one of those situations may feel some other kind of way because they're watching those in relationships celebrate their love and they feel left out. But here's the deal. The only way that sainthood happens in the Catholic or any other church is by service to the church. So the very first and most important form of love that Valentine's Day is based on is a love for God, a love for the Creator. Now, if you believe there's a God, it would be the love towards that God. If you don't believe there's a God, it's a love toward the force that created all of the universe that we live in. Call it science, call it the Big Bang, call it whatever you want. But at the end of the day, the beginning and end of Valentine's Day comes from a love of the Creator and the Creator's creation. Beyond that, every other story about the originating Saint Valentines was about an act of service done for others, an act of service done towards other members of the human family, which is a love for God's creation, God's family, other people, completely independent of whether or not they belong to our tribe, to our caste, to our race, to our nation, to our religion. It's just a love of other human beings and service to that end. So that's the second type of love that Valentine's Day encapsulates. And a third type of love, whether that be romantic, whether it be interpersonal, like friendships, whether it be familial, father-son, mother-daughter, brother-sister, husband-wife, any form of relationship between two individuals, biologically related or not, is the third leg of Valentine's Day. Now, you can celebrate that love however you wish. You want to give a card? Great. You want to take them to dinner? Fine. Flowers, chocolates, songs, videos, maybe just a hug, a phone call, FaceTime. Hey, how you doing? I've been thinking about you. All of that counts, because at the end of the day, if the loves that you have in your life are not celebrated every day, then celebrating them today doesn't really matter. If they're not prioritized every day, then celebrating it today doesn't really matter. It's a show. Love is a verb, and it's something that should happen every single day in whatever way that you celebrate it with those you love and those that love you. Do not feel that this day somehow excludes you, because the current way that we celebrate it in this country is about romantic relationships, which you may or may not have in your life right now. You are loved. You are love. How you choose to express that and how you choose to receive that is up to you. But this day is still yours to celebrate, and I hope that you do with those you love. Have a great day.